Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome, and if you're a new subscriber, welcome to our community. I'm Juliet Ohimene, and you can call me Dr. Onji. So today's video is going to be short and sweet, okay? It's just going to focus on how to search effectively for schools and for graduate programs in the US. I have two methods that I think can help you to effectively and quickly search for schools and create a database, and then it makes your work so much easier. So let's get right into it. But before we do that, let me say that if you've not watched my previous video on the steps in applying to schools in the US, make sure you check it out, because I talked about the main steps, and I talked about the first step that you need to take, or the first thing that you need to do, which is knowing the program of interest. And today is going to focus on the second thing, which is searching for schools and programs of study. Okay, so let's get right into it. The first method that I want to show you is the good old Google. So good old Google. Now, how you Google matters. Okay, what you put in is what is going to spit out. So let's see, I'm looking for schools in US, and let's say I want to do PhD in environmental engineering. So I'm going to ask Google to give me a list of universities offering PhD in environmental engineering, and I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to say with funding. So you see that Google gives, or you see pops up here, you're going to just scroll down to see the schools that it brings up. So this is Stanford University, and you can click on it, and you see that it takes you directly to Stanford University School of Engineering and Dua School of Sustainability, and it brings you directly to their graduate funding. So it tells you that all PhD students in the civil and environmental engineering who are in good standing relative to their PhD program requirements are funded to the department's PhD standard. You see, and then it even has masters, MS, and engineering students, how they also fund them. Okay, so they say that for masters, they strive to support master students where possible. In most cases, any student with financial support awarded would be included in your admissions letter. And students with additional financial needs will need to consider other avenues, including several listed on this page. So, like I said, it brings you directly to the school, the department, and you get to know whether they even have funding. Okay, so that is good. Now you can continue scrolling down. So this is UW, that's University of Washington. And when I click it, you see it brings me directly to University of Washington Civil and Environmental Engineering Department, and it tells you that PhD students are fully funded with research or teaching assistantship. So this is great. What that means is that, okay, with this school, I know that at least if I get in, I'm going to get funding. So with that, you make sure that you collect all the information they need for admissions. Okay, so even with master's degree funding, they say the funding for master's degree program depends on whether students pursue the professional master's program or research track. Professional master's program students are self-funded, while majority of research track students are fully funded with research assistantships. So that is how you search for schools with Google. Okay, and then you even see University of Arizona. You click that, and you see University of Arizona is offering chemical and environmental engineering graduate funding. Nearly all chemical and environmental engineering doctoral students are supported through research and teaching assistantships that pay a stipend, give full or partial tuition waivers, and provide health insurance. So this is great. All right, guys. So the second most effective way of searching for schools is using AI. And in this case, in this example, I'm going to use Copilot, because I think Copilot is one of the best tools to use to search for schools. So I have my Copilot window opened, and if you don't know how to get to Copilot, just Google Copilot and you come to this interface. Okay, so I have my Copilot here, and it says message Copilot. So I'm going to ask Copilot to, create a list of universities in US offering PhD in environmental engineering with full funding, or let me say with funding. Now, you see that I try to be as specific as possible in all the prompts that I create. Let's see what Copilot does. Okay. So look at what Copilot did. So I asked it to create a list of universities in US offering PhD in environmental engineering. So it's giving me a list of 10. Now, if you look at all these universities, these are great universities. More than half of them are in top tier. Now, when you're searching for schools or you're compiling your schools, you don't want all your 10 schools to be tier 1 schools, okay? You want to also include schools with high acceptance rates. So I'm going to ask Copilot, add 5 additional universities with high acceptance rates. So now you see that it's given, here are 5 additional universities with high acceptance rates for PhD programs in environmental engineering. So it's added these universities that also do the program of study or the program I'm looking for and have high acceptance rates. I'm going to say create a table with all the universities and their admission requirements. Look at that. So for all the universities that it's spit out or it pulled up, it's included the admission requirements that is summarized on each of their websites here. So you see that for almost all of it, it requires a bachelor's degree, GRE scores, letters of recommendation, statement of purpose, CV, resume. I would say that for some of the universities, GRE scores will be optional, but I think ChatGPT or Copilot was not able to probably capture the optional version and just spit out that it requires GRE. So anyway, this is how to search for schools, or this is one of the effective ways to search for schools. Okay. And anyway, so those are the two effective ways I recommend you use to search for schools. Now, as I've mentioned, how effective your prompt is how useful the information you get at the end of the day. So make sure that you're being as specific as possible, and also make sure you're being as specific as possible, and that is going to help you get much more important information, or much more useful information. And I'll say that as you make sure you target about 15 schools in 15 schools, now you create a database like this, and you create a database like this, you populate it with all the information about the schools that you need to keep an eye on. Make sure that you're targeting between 15 to 20 schools. This is because you want to increase the pool, or you want to have an extensive database, because you're going to do shortlisting at some point of your search. Now you start with, let's say, 20 schools, and then what you do is you go to each of the university's websites, you go to the department again, you look at the research areas of the professors there, and then see which one of them aligns with your interest. Okay, so for example, if I want to do a PhD in environmental engineering, but I want my research to focus more on waste management or remediation, I can go to a university's website that has full funding for PhD in environmental engineering, and all the research in that area may be focused on stormwater management, flood modeling, and all of that stuff. That won't help me, right? So important that you do that additional check, and that will shrink your, let's say, 15 to 20 universities to about 10. And that 10, at least okay, they are offering my program, they also have funding, and they also have a research area that I am interested in. Then you start your application process from there, or you start gathering information that you need for your application from there. So I hope this was quick, short and sweet and helpful to you. If you have any other methods of searching for schools that have been useful to you, you can leave a comment under this video to help others. If you found these two also useful, let me know in the comment section. Let me know which of the two methods I shared works best for you, or you think even works very well for you. And I wish you very well in your school search and your application, and see you in the next video. Bye.